started sending those messages.
Same.
Ed Vistures is a hustler.
Oh.
You think the mountain will just take her panties off for you? You know, I am such an idiot. I put my bag in the car with my toilet kit in it.
You're a genius. Where do you have is here? I was wondering why you did that.
Oh God.
Okay, so which way do we have to go?
Left, no? This gate's open?
Yeah. Therefore, this will be open, right?
Yeah.
Someone just put the nav on. What is the car charger like this?
We're actually doing this?
995 meters, man.
So Karan, we just gained 900 meters in half an hour. Check it out. You can think about that while you chew on your chanas and tuna. Such a classic India scene. The neon green plate and the and what is this table surface called?
Sun mica.
Is it sunmica?
Have you gone to a roll?
So your arms look like girls' arms right now. With your your t-shirt sleeve like hey. It looks like a young hostage. Like you've been kidnapped by the Lashkar, which is he and I, and you're being transported.
Have you had the gills? Sirdi, what a delicacy. Yeah. I have the gills every time I kill a fish.
The last gill that was came here from Spiti.
You've been trying to say this about 7 times now.
So I what weird thing.
Wait, fuck off. Look at this. Oh, you fucking, this is still about me. My first day is fucked up. My intro to the film is
He's gone on a trek with Viraj Huda with full equipment and he's come back with a carton of beer with shit inside it. No, his shit, random shit. Just a carton, cardboard carton Umaid.
Dude, Umaid has slept in his fucking rucksack. In school on a fucking rafting trip, which was like they were so fucking drunk that they were like they got to the tent next day. These guys got photographs of Umaid in his fucking rucksack.
That is an image.
How do you do that?
Fucking lot of alcohol can make you do
What is
shit.
up with your school, you guys?
No,
Between Karan Singh,
You've never trekked with this guy before, no?
Sudi, fuck you, man. It was a good fucking day out today.
It was an awesome day out. I have no complaints about the day.
How come you are doing trout like
What have you eaten out of that? You just spat the whole thing out, yeah?
Sudi, the last time I ate the head was really good.
It has the same mass as what you put in.
Not really.
Yeah, no, listen to someone. They could probably put the whole head together. You basically just suck the juice out of the eyes.
No, shoot the whole thing. You can't make out what it is. Yeah? Look at that.
How is the jaw of the trout inside your mouth? Because they've actually got
I
a lot
have
of
a
teeth.
big head, yeah.
They've got a lot of teeth.
That's nice. Stay over the bonnet, like don't have the bonnet in the shop. What's the story?
We'll do the duck the first day we reach the base camp. So we get next day to digest all the fat. It's like duck cooked in another different duck's fat.
Or the other idea is that you do it on the next day lunch, the rest day lunch.
Yeah, so we have a nice sunny feast.
Yeah. So that you have the whole day.
So the colder it is, the better the duck's gonna taste.
It'll be cold enough, I can assure you.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. It's
Are we
between
gonna
6 and 0 and 6 and 1 and all.
आ जाओ यार, सब लाइन में खड़े हैं।
तो भैया मैं तो सा गाड़ी बीच में लेके आ रहा हूँ।
तो आप भी लाइन में खड़े हो जाओ यार।
बात कर रहा हूँ।
चले जाओ पीछे लाइन में।
नॉर्मली बात कर रहा हूँ मैं। आपसे कौन सा बात करूँ?
सबको परेशानी हो रही है ना, सब यहाँ पे खड़े हो जाते हैं लाइन में।
तो सारे लाइन में खड़े हो। मैं तो साइड में आया हूँ ना।
No, but you're
मैं तो सा गाड़ी
slowing
बीच में
everything
लेके
down,
आ रहा
no? You're slowing everything down because you're doing your
You
work.
go speak
and
to
we should be
another
doing our
cop
work, no?
who's not in the
हूँ। No
box, no?
problem, I will talk.
Thank you, sir.
Indian tries to act over smart, no? That's the problem.
Let it be,
Yeah.
What I am doing?
The why? Sorry, you're.
Okay, fine.
We're gonna remove you from driver's seat.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Awesome.
And we are off.
Hope you got the fight also.
Yeah.
Awesome. Talk normally, huh, Sirohi? Talk normally, okay?
You're on TV.
Come on, talk normally. Karan, this is your kind of trip, man. Roads to base camp.
Yeah, we're in almost Moraine country.
Yeah, Moraine country. Look at this.
Driving in.
No trees. This is Rohtang Pass.
This is Rohtang Pass.
we
The
here?
famous Selani hotspot.
Here we are. This is where Karan Singh. We were here 10 years ago, man. Remember?
You know.
Everyone's got the manicure.
But
beard
it's so
and
funny. There's some people in t-shirts and some people in suits.
Look at the size of everything. Hey, look at that thing sticking out of the cloud. What is that?
That's what we're climbing.
That's what we're climbing. So we just had another Nainbag moment.
Lakha Mandal moment.
Lakha Mandal moment. Where are we looking for? Gamphu.
No, yeah, we're looking for. We're going to head to Gamphu first, back from the road to Kilong. Right now we're on the way to Leh. So we turned around and now we are trying to find the road to Spiti, which was a broken down strip which just looked like they're trying to build a new road or something. So we were happy that wasn't our road. But now unfortunately we have to go on that one. So we're just backing up to the hills.
You can see the road in the distance.
Wow, look at that sight, man. That is something. That was some very good curry. No, I'm eaten. I've eaten. Yeah. So for those who missed this trip, this is much better food than Uttarakhand. I think everyone agrees. Akshay has made a meal of the onions single-handedly.
In a killer, man, these onions.
Yeah.
They'll drink you under the table, they'll drug you under the table, they're very...
You're a sweet fellow.
Go.
Can't do it without you.
Go a bit, na? Go.
That's across the bridge. I can see the bridge there. Then there's a path going into the valley. And a line of sight plan is going to be a bit. Though, if we find the spot high up there, then there's line of sight to here. So it is possible. Which means that Nomad's cottage has a better chance than Losar village.
Test of character, not a test of fitness. what are you eating for breakfast?
Omelette and rice.
And why are you doing this?
Because I can't eat bread.
I thought it was Japanese inspired. After
It is Japanese inspired. So they sprinkle some salt on their rice and bit of sesame seed, and it tastes so good with an egg. You don't have to block your system by eating some bread.
I started this climb a bit tentative, and the first few days were a bit tricky. The terrain's like disastrously tricky. There was no path whatsoever. Lakpa cut a few steps, made a path possible. In fact, when the first group of porters in India were coming up, a group of local women were standing by, and they warned them of how precarious and tricky the path here is. Almost, I mean, it's non-existent actually. And they kind of laughed them off, and yeah, whatever, we're gonna go climb a mountain, what are these little things? And you should have seen Anindya's face when he came back. He was distraught just by the sheer difficulty of the approach even to base camp, and which is normally a no-brainer, because it's like base camp, the real climbing starts after. So the first few days for me were really tricky, and I was unsettled, and I couldn't find a rhythm, and I was feeling weak, and I'm like, why am I doing this to myself? Or why am I on a mountain? And why is it that I'm putting myself through this shit? And then 1 day, 2 days passed, you came to base camp, you settled a bit, acclimatized a little more. Okay, before you write that, you do that.
Yeah, after what happened? So I lost my balance on the scree, and then I was top heavy with the pack. So I started rolling, and I couldn't stop myself. And then I was rolling down, I felt the jagged edge of a rock hit the top of my head. And then as I was rolling, I felt my face for the blood, because I just knew it was going to happen. Fuck. Luckily, I was able to use my hands to stop. I would have had a really bad time. Luckily, my hands came into play, and thankfully, it seems that the cut isn't stitch worthy on the top of my head. So
Yeah, it's basically stopped now. It was bleeding quite badly, but that is actually the cut. I think it's not that much.
I took a full roll, dude.
We have just come.
ये ठीक है, बाद में कर लेंगे।
अच्छा ठीक है, अच्छा भी नहीं लगता है ना, बार बार दिखता है तो फिर मतलब मजा नहीं आता उसका।
No, I was thinking that mountaineering, one of the things it teaches you is perspective, because like the fall and other things, one way of looking at it is you almost died, fuck. The other way of looking at it is you were so damn lucky that much worse didn't happen. And I guess that's what life is like, no? You can look at any situation in two ways. Either you choose to see the fucked up side of it, or you choose to see what's great about it, or how lucky you were. And that's a lesson, that's a life lesson that is brought home to you in pure action when you're mountaineering. And so that's amazing. I mean, that's one of the things I'll go back to regular life with, is just that reminder of are you going to crib about what you don't have, or are you going to focus on how good things have been for you or to you? So yeah. So how are you doing, Prithvi?
Good.
First day at base camp.
Ready to go. Gonna be on the roadworks team today.
You're going to go and break the path to the next camp.
Supervisor.
He's the only guy who's really rocking it.
I'm a bit of a headache. I'm gonna lie into it.
Me too, man. And that guy has not even come out of his tent.
Look at that guy, man. Just look at him.
फूल तूने ज़्यादा निकाल दिया.
नहीं थोड़ा सा पानी डालेंगे ना.
पानी डालेंगे, थोड़ा सा निकलेगा इसमें.
हाँ, बस.
फिर इधर से खुल गया है.
चलो देखते क्या लाया वो लोग ना.
So these are what, like, how old? 2 years old?
2-year-old ambulance, man.
Crazy.
Wanted once. And yeah, इसका भी थोड़ा सा शुरुआत है, तो इसको बंद कर सकते हैं.
हाँ, इसको आराम से बंद कर सकते हैं.
यहाँ से भी ठीक है ये.
ये तो ठीक है.
ठीक है. मेरे पास थोड़ा टेप है, तो क्या करेंगे अगर जब फोन लगाएंगे इसको इधर रखने के लिए ना, यहाँ पे अगर टेप भी मार दें तो वो चिपक जाएगा.
टेप मारते हैं, पत्थर से बड़ा पत्थर दबा देंगे. 20 किलो का क्या है. टेप से ज़्यादा काम करेगा पत्थर. हैवी होगा ना.
इधर रखें इसको.
So the one big difference that I experienced in this climb was the way I was breathing and the way I was approaching the climb. So this for me probably has been the climb where I've been at my weakest physically. The big difference though was that because I've been practicing yoga, that I breathe completely differently. So what I don't end up is feeling really exhausted. My recovery is fantastic, and that is purely to do with the way I've been breathing, and that has changed the way I walk, the way I climb, the way I process the environment, and it's such an intertwined, integral part of climbing that not enough has been written about, and not enough has been spoken about.
You need to watch this guy called Wim Hof.
And the amazing difference it has made in the way I just function on the mountain. In previous climbs I've been stronger, fitter, but this time I've been more calm, more relaxed, and breathing so much better that it made my life so nice on the mountain. There was never a moment of struggling or of wondering, oh my god, I've got so much to climb, I'm exhausted, how do I do that? Just became easier because of the way you breathed, and the processing of the oxygen available to you was so much better and easier. And I think for anyone who's climbing or going into the mountains, the integration of yoga and mountaineering is a must do. One should absolutely integrate the two.
The initial part was a bit slow because there was a lot of waiting around to get acclimatized and all. Normally like fishing and stuff, you're like get there in your action mode, Right now it's desolate, man. You're all alone. It's a good feeling. Good place. Where we're going, Camp 1 is going to be quite epic.
So one by one by one, you're taking these steps on ground which is moving all the time under your feet. So it's a bit, you know, it's unnerving. It's unsettling when you kind of walking and the ground beneath your feet is shaking. So you don't know what to do. Anyway, you muster courage and you walk along. You don't look down, because down is a vertical sheer drop. I mean, if you miss a step, you're dead. Let's just put it. That's putting it mildly. Because there's nothing to stop you, and plummet down from that little tricky perch all the way down to the river, which is a good 1,000 feet of drop, I'd say. So, and you've got thought coming into your mind that, I know, all kinds of messy situations about, oh shit, what happens, what if, and like, no, focus, think, drive it out, and you're coming down to, okay, 1 step, breathe, 2 step, breathe. So that's all you can do, because your mind is trying to trick you into making you fall. And like, why would your mind want to kill you? And it's a constant struggle and a battle with your own self as to, it's your fear, and that's the fear that you are constantly dealing with throughout life.
And you can't dream while you're walking at all.
Yeah, and you there's no processing involved. You can't think of, oh my god, this, then that, then therefore. So it's a lesson in a microcosmic way of the way you process life, and how all our lives are driven by fear. And even on the trickiest of slopes, the moment you come to a situation where one false step and you're down, you have to curtail that fear. It's a defense mechanism, it's a safety mechanism where you're doing this to protect yourself, but at the same time, it's going to kill you. So you really don't know what it is that you need to do to, assimilate the fear and the courage at the same time. It's a strange combination. But once you sort of go beyond that, you discover that, wait a minute, you can do this, and you don't have to delve into fear to process and work out what it is that you need to do. And this applies to things like beyond mountaineering as well.
In mental fatigue.
I swear.
Because every step is cut out, and one wrong step and you're straight into the river.
We have to give Lakpa something special.
I know
If he had not done what he has done,
so there's no way we could have made that across.
Steps he made.
Yeah. And in spite of that, it's fucking impossible, because it's impossible to walk in this 1 second. Your
mind drifts and you will be
concentration
gone.
wavers and fucked.
It was like a tightrope for 5 hours, man.
That's what was coming to my mind. That's so important.
Rest day at base camp. Our last day here before we move up to advanced base camp. And it's been 2 days of amazing sun and absolutely clear skies. So let's just hang out, sunbathe. Mr. Sood, this is your kind of day. Bright. The grass has grown on the meadow and there's little flowers. I think by the time we come back, it'll be just crazy with flowers.
Lazy days, man. Hanging out with lazy people don't do anything.
So what we've been
That's
doing
definitely not going in the plan.
is the highly successful experiment with the cheese has paid off. So cheese, Marmite, candied, guava, superb.
So in order to
blueberries.
in order to preserve cheese, you need to
Yes,
wrap it in butter paper.
that's the first layer.
That's the first layer.
Parchment paper, not butter paper.
Yeah, if you can't find parchment paper, butter paper is just as good. So it keeps the moisture. And then this is the trick. So get absorbent cloth, dip some vinegar onto it, and then wrap it up. Keeps the mold away entirely.
No,
and
then put it in a Ziploc bag.
yeah, and so
That's
yeah.
for the balance, the moisture dryness balance.
Yeah.
So those 3 layers
Or
make it
open the
happen.
Ziploc later because once it's cold, because otherwise it'll just it has to dry out.
Yeah.
You'll get-
So when you come up to a place like this, then you can open the Ziploc. If it's humid,
But it got a bit
Yeah.
wet.
but yum.
Stretched a bit. Aside everything.
So we've almost finished the Gouda.
And we have Goan sausages for lunch today.
Put it into the pan with the first peel
Caramelize
the sausages.
them,
Peel,
yeah.
no, peel the sausages. Put the sausage and the onion into the pan
Hmm.
and keep cooking it till the onion gallows.
Yeah,
That's when the sausage is cooked. That's the one which is the packet one. If this is tougher than that,
this is
then-
tougher than that.
No, it's the same. Goan sausages.
Dude, trust me, Amna was trying them out against the packaged one. The packaged ones are much easier to cook. These are much tougher. That's why we'll have to figure something out.
Just fry it, moi fry it.
Arey, try. You see.
करोगे? Fry.
You'll be chewing for fucking eternity,
What else can you do?
Amazing relish.
isn't it? Thank you to Food Hall
Food
for
Hall.
dumping it into our thing for
Dude,
free.
it was my doing, man. I was the one who
You
was
were
on
like,
this
hand
case.
it
He
to
was
us.
like, here, he was giving 1 or 2. I like, they now we put so much
Priyanka
stuff.
Thaka, this is for you. This is on.
You're such a fucking plug.
Fucking, she makes it, bitch.
She gave it to you free.
No, she didn't give it for free.
No, it's okay. No, but it was good.
Yeah, it's
Just
fucking
in the
amazing.
director's cut.
Yeah.
No, but I have to. But look at what Akshay is doing. I have to show you guys.
It's a ragi and rice pancake with some almond butter and
Red pepper relish.
red pepper relish.
Ooh, the red pepper relish was very good. But our star item, which is going to now travel on any expedition, is this. Prithvi, Marmite bigger than your head. Right now. This on those ragi pancakes was just amazing. So this is going to travel up to the next camps. So we made it to Advanced Base Camp. It's a crazy trek, but today was damn good. Yeah, like we've all made it in about 2 hours, which is about half an hour of last time's pace. That's Akshay just coming in, and the most amazing thing is that there's walkie-talkie connection from here all the way to Losar town, which means it's possible to generally keep everybody updated. And it's damn good in the case of emergencies, etc. So
Shit works.
this shit works, man. I'm so glad I got 6. See? That's quite funny. So today we're going up to Camp 1. First load ferry. Everyone's carrying their technical stuff. It's pretty heavy. Actually, it's probably the heaviest pack. Instead of walking along the slopes, we're going to try and walk closer to the river or the stream bed, which should be hopefully easier. I've had a headache for ever. So today I took half a Diamox, and amazingly in 20 minutes it's gone, the headache. So I think I'm going to have to continue with it.
Once you start enjoying the process of letting the mountain be and knowing that yes, there is dangers, there's pitfalls, but you slide into those and you move yourself along with them and you actually start relishing what it is. And
I heard some of these guys say, tomorrow we'll attack the mountain. And I'm like, dude, completely
you can't
the
bloody
wrong.
attack the mountain, man.
What nonsense?
Yeah.
Attack? Are you mad?
Yeah.
Bloody.
Yeah.
I mean, all those cliches and stereotypes about humbly hope that the mountain will. It's
Yeah,
true.
yeah. And like what Shay Singh, our guide, was saying is that like a rock this big is too big. It's way too large a missile or a bullet, because something
This
half
coming
the size
down-
can kill you.
That if it hits you,
It's at terminal velocity, and something half the size of this can hit you, knock you off, and you'll be dead. So there's no question of attacking the mountain or I'm going to conquer the mountain. That's nonsense. You just have to come here, simply bow down and discover that there is you and there's a union that you can make and enjoy that union. because just get your ego out of the picture, and mountaineering is not about ego. This is irresponsible climbing. Previous expedition fucking left all that trash like this. This is just uncalled for. Trashy behavior. No pun intended. Fields of ice. Not snow, but ice. And behind that dome lies Fluted Peak, covered in cloud right now. Can't see anything. Spectacular, isn't it? Fucking spectacular.
And
Shipton expedition.
Shipton can't hear. It looks like he's wearing pink laces. And behind him is Dhruv, who is carrying the most enormous load ever. Respect, seriously.
I think it weighs as much as him.
Jeez, it's just unbelievable.
Oh, we. Okay. They survived.
They survived, yeah?
Yeah. Wow.
Even with that thing coming off.
That just came off.
That just came off.
बढ़िया काम किया आपने यार.
Otherwise, I used to always loop it back because this guy is open, na? So I had to
ऊपर वाला
strap
जो
that.
फिक्सिंग किया था वो
वो
निकला
रुक
नहीं
गया।
था, हैं? वो रुक गया, दूसरे जगह से भी चला गया अब, है ना बचा हुआ वापसी के लिए अभी से टेप से
Zambalan, this has to be an embarrassment.
बस अब नहीं टेंशन अब
This is a unique lacing
क्या
system,
बोला? अब
which
छूटेगी
should
कोई
be
नहीं है।
copyrighted as more and more technical gears made in China. I think they should really look into these unique systems of lacing.
Here's the man without whom
हाँ,
this
चाइना से
would have
मंगाया
not
है,
happened. And there's the man who deserves applause, man. I just cannot even believe it.
यहाँ ले वहीं छोड़ वहीं रख दे छोड़
Just-
वहीं रख दे
Just
रख
look
दे,
at
शाबाश,
this.
रख दे टेंट में कुछ छोड़ना है सब
Oof,
मैट्रेस है स्लीपिंग बैग है
Jesus.
वही के साथ
And welcome to the Sports Illustrated 2017.
बैकलाइट में हो गया है अच्छे बैकलाइट हो गया
Sports Illustrated 2017 overly clad calendar of the year.
मुझ ठीक है
Mutchard
So he just went to change his cap.
calendar.
is the मुझ okay
So remember to relax your face, huh?
what do I have to do tell me again
To relax your face and think happy thoughts. Hey, spot boy, where's the mirror? Get a plate. Get a plate.
Production. No, that'll be too much.
What do you mean too much?
Ready?
ठीक है?
Huh? You already know how much is TK.
कितना आ रहा है? Waste.
That's the deer in the headlight shot. The lengths,
Turn or smile.
the lengths people go to, or the heights, or the lack of them, for the Martel shot. Sprain हो जाएगा सिर्फ वही sprain.
Afra, what are you doing?
I basically spent the last hour helping Siroi learn how to fucking climb. All I did was slide on my ass backwards. See, look at the evidence. And then Siroi is arresting to save my life.
You want to run us past a bit of a gear?
Yeah, so the harness.
Huh?
The harness,
Yes, the harness.
which has the primary lock-in carabiner, on through which the main rope goes. And then there's the boots with the crampons, which we're getting reused to. And then there's the ice axe, which is held in place on your wrist, because if you lose this, you're in trouble. And mainly that. This is just
You're
for
not
today.
carrying Jumar and
Yeah. And we're not even wearing the side shades on the glasses because today is overcast.
yeah.
And it feels damn claustrophobic with the helmet. Yeah. I find this thing. I can't breathe when I'm.
So keep that loose and tighten the back.
It is tight on the back.
Loosen that a bit.
Morning of the 20th. Happy birthday, Shantanu. Yeah, Anindya says happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Yeah. We are packing up one of the tents from Camp 1 and today we're moving up to Summit Camp. Sorry. Selling your boots on eBay. I think I got the sock system right today. We figured out the Zambalan gaiter issue by making the pants run tight over the top of the boots. So hopefully that should work. It's taken like 2 days to make these boots soften a bit so that you're not like stumbling. So we'll see what happens. Last night, Sirai, wear that thing, no? That underbeard thing. Watch the transformation of. Come on. Do it properly, please. Yeah, please. The transformation of Siroi the Gulmarg Casanova into do it into Joginder Singh जिसकी हेल्थ की प्रॉब्लम So I have to show everybody Akshay's backpack.
अलग है इस लिंक अंदर है.
It's a what we call a inside-outside pack. 50% of things inside, the rest outside. This really looks like Oswaldo Kensington. The
third.
society is out on whether this boy swings the right way or not. He's decided to go to the mountains to explore his proclivities with the goat and the mountain folk.
So does that mean that
And now that he is on his way back to London, what has he decided, we wonder?
Is he going the way
He has
great
dis-
mountaineers?
Is he
Like-
going?
Like Mallory.
Well, if that were the case, then it would just be the red topi and nothing else. And all of the rest of that would be on the back of this mule. Imagine that, no? Red topi, beard and nanga.
solar topic? Chalo boys, let's go.
But when you got to the edge of that moraine, suddenly the source of the valley widened and opened up. And there was this massive sea of ice and snow, this beautiful glacial field, something I've never seen in any part, anywhere in India ever before. And speaking as a kid of the tropics, to see that kind of snow and in that expanse of it is just truly magical. And walking on it was particularly amazing. It was childlike because I think I must have seen 12 or 15 different types of snow that I didn't even know ever existed. At one point, I was looking down, walking over the glacial snow, and it looked like snow cheese. Like it was riddled with holes. And then you'd step on it, and it would make the sound of toast. And I kept thinking, is this toast or is this cheese? What is it? And it looked completely fragile, but it was super solid. So you'd step on it and you'd think you'd go straight through, but you never would. And then I remember other parts which were slush. It was like slush from a slushy machine.
Yeah, first good glimpse of the mountain, and I can see a lot less snow cover than what we saw in the earlier photographs, even from the Arun Saman's report of 1994. New lines of crevasses have come up, but they are avoidable crevasses. I think we may not follow the Losar Pass Ridge route entirely. We can try and climb it a bit from the right and gain onto that neve field and then get to the col. Let's get to the camp and have a closer look.
What are these lines in there?
So these are crevasses in the formation, and these just mean when there is melting rate is higher than accumulating rate, and it's a sign of a glacier is dying.
God. So all signs of global warming coming through.
Absolutely, no doubt about it.
Yeah. So all the skeptics of global warming, this is for you to see.
All over the world, all the glaciers are trying to tell us the same thing. And this is,
you can see these very clearly here.
yeah.
These are lines that are just forming, and soon this is going to split open, and it's going to be in the end of this glacier. Tragic indeed.
And if you can look at the glaciers across the valleys here, and you can see how those glaciers have receded,
Yeah.
and they're just now hanging glaciers.
Someone's left, yes.
They have become a neve
glaciers. And look at that, the glacier is dead over there. That valley, that's gone. That's the one on the right.
Dude, look at what's up in the distance.
Wow, that is black.
That's not good, no? But it's been spectacular so far.
What a walk, man.
What a walk. Feeling good?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too, surprisingly. Apparently, this bowl is the pass.
Yeah, that's the pass.
So we are already at 56. Easy, 56,
And
57.
what a fabulous place we are in.
Seriously.
What a fabulous place. Yeah. Get some hydration, eat something, chill a bit. Yeah. Alright. Satluko!
So it's 2 in the morning, 21st of July 2017. Akshay and I have woken up. We've just been fed tea. This is our summit push to go climb Floated Peak. And we're just getting ready. As you can see, things are lying around, and this is me trying to bounce light off the tent so that you can see our faces. So, Akshay, any words?
No, nice and warm in the tent right now.
Yeah, it's fucking freezing outside. My watch showed 4 degrees inside the tent, which is warm. I was sweating inside my sleeping bag. But yeah, we're putting on different layers of clothing to keep ourselves warm on this nightly maniacal mission of ours. Alright. Yeah.
Akshay, where are we?
Sections of it, especially when it started becoming more steep, were a bit difficult because the snow was very soft, which was unusual for, before daybreak, before the sun had time to heat the mountain up. And why we climb at 3 o'clock in the morning is because we want to be on the mountain for the maximum amount of time when the snow is hard from the overnight freeze. And it was surprising that parts of it were actually quite soft, though large parts of it were of course hard, and we were able to make good time. And I think it was before the call on the mountain that we started getting stuck in these crevices, and there were some really big ones with really eerie, icicle formations and huge gaping mouths, and bit unnerving to look at. But again, it took some time to find ways around them or over them, through snow bridges and making little jumps, and sometimes sinking all the way to the waist. But we were roped up, and we were taking turns of securing each other and making these crossings, so that went well.
fabulous.
Yeah. It's I never had. I don't think any. Just look there, Akshay, behind you.
Camp 1. Please be careful. Yep.
Thank you, universe, for making this possible. Whew.
The 3 dots in the distance.
Halfway. That's all.
Where are the 3 dots?
Lahore Villa Club.
Oh yeah, that's a summit camp.
We were climbing the north face of Floated Peak, right? The original plan was to follow the Losar Pass and then the East Reach, but we ended up climbing the north face. Interestingly, when we reached the final section of the near vertical climb, it's like 60 to 65 degrees, and it's like just daybreak, and your snow is soft as like knee deeps, even worse, and it was like perfect recipe for a slab avalanche going down anyway. So this gave a very scary message that in such altitude, almost close to 6,000 meter, and it's such gradient, you have such soft snow in the early morning. What is going to happen? I mean, in the height of summer and in the next few years, I doubt if there's going to be any snow cover in this place left. So that's very scary. It's not. Previously, we have commented about the glacier conditions, how the melting has been. It's been so fast. The rate of melting. Even on the face of the mountain, that's a very scary signature you have there.
So, ladies, climb is done.
Yeah.
How's it? Right now we are wiped.
Just a state of exhaustion. And we to walk down.
But it'll sink in slowly, I think. By the time I eat Goan sausages at base camp.
Yeah.
Wow, those will be good now. Yeah. And cheese, there's some cheese left, no?
Yeah, the cheese is really easy.
Oh.
I mean, camp 1.
Save it, take it down, have a meal. Duck, Goan sausage and cheese.
Not be an overkill, no? Have it separately, no?
हाँ
भाई कैसी थी आपकी क्लाइंब? अभी तो नीचे जाने
काफी ड्रामेटिक सीनरी थी यार.
बताओ. माउंट एवरेस्ट जैसा था.
हाँ, with a hilly step and a ice fall and 2 crevices and traffic jams. Yes.
I like the way you're whispering. You'll fucking end up in the thing.
You caused it.
I caused the traffic jam, sure. Right at the beginning. Yeah, my fucking crampons. I don't know, my crampons fucking didn't fit, man. That's not possible.
How can that be?
It's a machine, like it's a mechanical thing.
I know, and I fucking clunked them and they were like loose. I'm like, what the fuck? You know how much like elevation we made in the dark in the beginning?
Yeah.
How do we, and we didn't feel it?
Yeah, coming back, I was like, fuck.
We climbed all this.
Dark.
Yeah. But proper climb, yeah? 3 AM start, 1:45 wake up. That's hardcore. It's not like हाँ चलो 4 बजे देखते हैं फिर 6 बजे चलते हैं. None of that.
You too fucking like an Enthucatlet was standing there.
I was ready. I was ready by
1:30.
2:30 I was ready. 2:30 I was ready.
And then you had to be told to go back.
Yeah. I was on my game. Yeah. Still. Mr. Sood, Mr. Singh, क्या कर रहे हो? कहाँ बैठे हुए हो? सामने देखो. These are the faces of vitality. No. Next time, bastards. Next time.
आज तो बेस कैंप में.
और कितनी आपकी ओल्ड मंग है कप में ये बताओ.
ओल्ड मंग तो बहुत है अभी. धीरे धीरे चढ़ रही है. तभी मजा आएगा. जब तक पूरा खत्म होगा तब तक पूरा दिमाग खराब हो जाएगा.
आपका रोटी वाली कहानी बताओ.
कैसे
रोटी के लिए कैसे आप तरस रहे हो ये बताओ.
कब से नहीं खाई रोटी आपने? बात खिला रहे हैं.
बात खिला के तो मैं दुखी हो गया हूँ. दो दिन से मैं भी कुछ नहीं खा रहा हूँ. कल मैंने सुबह थोड़ा सा मैगी खाया है. शाम को मतलब 3 चम्मच चावल के खाए हैं. और आज सुबह भी कुछ नहीं खाया. खाली सूप पिया है 1 कप.
बस
बस।
आज रोटी खाऊंगा
आज तो दबा के रोटी बनाऊंगा, जो भी 10-10 खाएगा 10-10 बना के खिलाऊंगा, पर खाऊंगा रोटी आज। भात नहीं खाऊंगा, भात और मसूर की दाल नहीं आज चलेगा, आज तो राजमा और रोटी ही चलेगा।
वेरी गुड
Of course, coming down yesterday, I had a slip in the nala, jumping one of those nalas with the big one before ABC, and I managed to sprain my knee, which has sort of created a bit of an issue going down to Losar now. So let's see how that pans out. I've been using these ski poles, one of mine and one of Aftab's, and limping along, but it's really painful if my foot is not on level. And yeah, the trail here doesn't really exist. It's what Lakpa's cut out in places, and the rest is just over rocks. So it's very difficult to predict that I'll be able to find flat footing to keep my left foot, which is the one which has got sprained. So yeah, challenging day ahead to get down to Losar. Normally it takes about 2 hours. We are estimating about 4 hours, but I'm still not super confident about how it's going to be.
It's really a testament to the mind. He's definitely torn a ligament. I don't know how the fuck he's coming down this. And not even joking, that is a 75 to 80 degree gradient. It's a 75-degree gradient. What are you shaking your head? 65? Come on. Easily, man. Look down. So, we were thinking of celebrating. I was going to get hotboxed. These two losers were going to smoke a joint. But suddenly, out of nowhere, we are dealing with high drama. Because as Akshay has cooled down, his leg is not looking good. So we have to figure out tomorrow morning how we're going to do the last and very dangerous part of the trek. And that's not it. Huh, Siroi?
Yeah,
why not?
Because it's 8:30 and there's still no fucking sign of Prithvi Singh. So, I mean,
in the sense, he did come here, but that was at 3:25 p.m.
Yeah, he's been
and he's on his way to Losar town.
Yeah, so he's been on his
and
way.
It's now 8:30 and we haven't heard from the walkie-talkie at the hotel. I mean, we have, and that was an hour ago, and they said he hasn't arrived. So
I was pretty sure that he would have arrived by then, and there was no sign.
He must be exhausted, so we're hoping it's just a case of really snail's pace.
Yeah, and he has a headlamp, so as long as he can see where he's going, it shouldn't be an issue. Because fucking rescuing, like a rescue mission at this point of time is just crazy, because you don't even know where to look. You don't even, like, if you miss the guy, you reach Losar and he's not there, and you're like, I mean, it could be anywhere. So I'm hoping that he's just fucking walking down slowly.
By the way, we had a great dinner, no?
Oh yeah, we had a good dinner.
Rotis and rajma and dal makhani with actual makhan and omelets
and ham.
Yeah,
It's quite yummy. Well deserved.
Anyway,
so we're expecting this to like go off at any time, but the high point of the drama is that we finished our fucking climb. We're at base camp, supposed to be chilling,
yeah,
and we're fucking stressing about these fucking ludicrous things. So part of the discussion involved how to get Akshay Singh down tomorrow in case his fucking knee doesn't heal.
Which included two guys with sling hammock. So Akshay dangling off the edge of the mountain while two strong guys carrying him like a jola.
Okay, so that's one option. The other option is imagine a stick, Akshay Singh's hands tied like this, that's Akshay Singh, and his feet tied like this, and there's two people holding it, and he's being taken like, you know, the good old fashioned cannibals used to do it. So he's being taken on a spit roast. So that's one option. Piggyback, it doesn't work because he's like a fucking
80 kilos, man.
So that's option 3 out of the
So he may
window.
have lost 2 kilos this trip, but it's still 78.
Still 78, yeah.
So 78 is a bit of a tall order. That's not happening. But then we did give options of, you know, those how in what's the place called? in Jammu, above Jammu.
Vaishnav Devi.
Vaishnav Devi. So like a piggyback chair.
Dolly.
Yeah. What's it
Dude,
called?
we don't have enough path.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
but
that's
for
not
that.
because this fucking path is treacherous.
It's 1 foot
Yeah.
wide. As in 1 human foot wide.
So that's out. One option is like a hammock, so 2 people hold either end, and like Akshay Singh's like sort of swinging between. That's
Then
gonna be
Natpa
tricky as
going
well.
ahead, cutting steps.
Cutting steps is the other
Yeah, I think
option.
that's
really.
a good option in case I can still walk.
Yeah. And I think the most feasible options is that little strip of pills that you saw. Fucking pop all of them. Just shove them into his mouth.
Oh god, yeah. Seriously.
And hope that he fucking still has enough sense to come down.
Anyway, one problem at a time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Go on,
update
Walkie.
once we hear.
Ring.
You want to sum this up? What time is it?
Saying, you fucking moron. You can't do this at other people's expense, okay? If you want to go kill yourself, you kill yourself wherever the fuck you need to by yourself. But don't put this into a situation where everyone's fucking worried sick.
So, just so
That's just crazy.
everyone knows, since we last shot, now it is almost 10 o'clock at night, and the man has just strolled into Nomad now.
Yeah.
Because what? Gone in the foot.
Whatever, man. Fucking like.
Thank
gone
God
with
it was
foot,
just
man,
that.
but yeah.
Yeah, you can't pull fucking stunts like that, yeah.
Yeah. And we were having visions of all sorts, like from broken toes to knees to fucking being dead to head split open to fucking somewhere like a sleeping bag.
To sending like rescue parties down with like
Which, by the way,
torches and
was
whistles
not even, no jokes. There's literally 10 minutes to go.
Yeah, they were about to leave. They were about to leave in 10 minutes. And luckily we gave it like say till 10 o'clock. Because this fucking... I'm just relieved right now that fucking none of this has to happen. And basically Akshay was fucking carried virtually. Like, yeah, in that, like, see that? And Aftab got steps and I fucking held him up. He must have got 1 million steps. So I think Akshay has now deemed us gods for life, and he has to fucking just follow orders wherever the fuck for the rest of his life till such time we get injured and he does the same for us. So, yeah.
What's really strange about our species, as humans, I don't know if it's greed or what, but we've not even finished this one, and I'm already thinking about the next one and what that might be and where that might be and how that might be. It's like we are genetically coded to finish something and be like, now what next? What next? I think that's the kind of thing that takes you into space and will eventually take humanity onto Mars and beyond and all of that stuff. So I guess it's a good thing. It's a bad thing when you overconsume and destroy all of this, which is what's happening. But it does have it does have a good side as well, I have to say. So I don't know what to make of that. But it's a weird sensation to be like, oh, now let's start planning the next one.